Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is an honor and a privilege to serve the constituents of the 2nd Congressional District of West Virginia for a second term. As we begin the 115th session of Congress, my top legislative priorities are rolling back anti-coal regulations that have been imposed by President Obama's administration over the last 8 years, fighting the drug epidemic, repealing Obamacare, and making health care more affordable and accessible, and investing in our roads, bridges, airports, and other key infrastructure. West Virginia needs good-paying jobs. President Obama has spent the last 8 years waging a war on coal on our country. During this session of Congress, we must continue to work together to promote an all-of-the-above energy strategy that conserves our natural resources, cultivates our economy and jobs, and promotes American energy independence. One of our nation's and our state's greatest natural resources is our fossil fuel. Fossil fuel, including coal, supplies around 85% of our nation's energy, and West Virginia about 15% of that total. Under the outgoing administration, we have seen our West Virginia energy industries come under attack, even though we have made significant strides in recent years to improve the quality of our air, land, and water. By rolling back harmful regulations like the so-called stream protection rule, we can save 30,000 jobs in the Appalachian region right now. That's why last year I introduced my bill, the Supporting Transparent Regulatory and Environmental Actions in Mining Act, also known as the STREAM Act. My bill was passed by the House last year with bipartisan support, and I will continue to fight to stop this outrageous rule from taking effect. Another top priority for this Congress must be stopping the drug epidemic in our country. Drug abuse ravages our communities, rips families apart, and further ruptures our state's already ailing economy. This issue is above party politics. It's a plague that both parties must come together to solve. There is no magical solution to this epidemic. We need local, state, and federal officials to work together to effectively and efficiently fight back. This past Congress, I worked with members on both sides of the aisle to find common sense solutions to fight back against this scourge. That's why I introduced H.R. 4499, the Promoting Responsible Opioid Prescribing Act. This bipartisan bill struck out a harmful provision of Obamacare that places unnecessary pressure on doctors and hospitals to prescribe narcotic pain medicine. I'm proud to say that the Department of Health and Human Services announced that they changed their policy and implemented my bill. This change in policy is an important part of the fight against opioid abuse. I will remain steadfast in my efforts to fight this epidemic. Another important way to fight back against the drug epidemic is by making health care more accessible and affordable. The first step to do this is to repeal Obamacare. Health care costs are on the rise because Obamacare adds burdensome taxes, regulations, and mandates onto American consumers. The limited choice in health insurance plans is harming families and their budgets. Obamacare will kill 2.5 million jobs in 10 years, has continued to raise health insurance costs, and has placed the federal government in between patients and their doctors. Research done by the National Center for Policy Analysis found that average monthly premium costs increased for almost everyone, regardless of their age, race, or gender, after Obamacare was implemented. As a Republican in Congress, I want to ensure that everyone has access to health care, but I want it to be quality health care that people choose for themselves. That's why Republicans have come up with a plan that we call a better way. Our plan recognizes that people deserve more patient-centered care, not more bureaucracy. That means more choices, not more mandates. The Better Way plan offers many improvements that will help West Virginia's 2nd Congressional District, including common sense reforms such as allowing health insurance sales across state lines. Simple changes like these will lower costs and increase choice for Americans. Finally, it is imperative to pass bills that invest in our nation's deteriorating infrastructure. President-elect Trump has said that updating our nation's infrastructure is a top priority for his administration. The Federal Highway Administration has classified more than 142,000 bridges as either structurally deficient or functionally obsolete. Also from the Federal Highway Administration, traffic delays cost the U.S. economy more than $50 billion annually. Most major roads are rated as less than good condition. Improvement to our nation's infrastructure would greatly benefit West Virginia, which needs road, bridge, and rail repairs. We are also in need of water, sewer, and power line repairs. By improving the transportation, our country will open the opportunity for job growth and expansion. I look forward to working with my colleagues in the House and the Senate, as well as the new administration, to make sure that these legislative priorities take hold. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I yield my time back to the gentleman from Texas.
Well, I appreciate